Line 10. My merciful God shall come to meet me. Well, let me just go up and read that little part of 9b. For God is my defense. My merciful God shall come to meet me. God shall let me see my desire on my enemies. All right. And so for that one line stands. It said, "Be my merciful God, for God is my defense. My merciful God shall come to meet me. God shall let me see my desire on my enemies." And so he says, "My God, for God is my fortress." He's merciful, and it sends us to Psalm 21:3 that tells us how he's going to come and meet him. That says, "For you meet him with the blessings of goodness. You set a crown of pure gold upon his head." All right. And then also it says, "God shall let me see my desire on my enemies." And that's in Psalm 54:7. 54:7. That says, "For he has delivered me out of all my trouble." For he has delivered me out of all trouble, and my eye has seen his desire upon my enemies. All right. And so whatever his desire is for his enemies, that's what God allowed him to see. Line 11. "Do not slay them, lest my people forget. Scatter them by your power, and bring them down, O Lord, our shield. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, and for the cursing and lying which they speak. Consume them in wrath, consume them, that they may not be, and let them know that God rules in Jacob to the ends of the earth. Selah." All right, so now in that stanza, now, it's kind of seemed like, okay, first of all, he's saying he's coming out, do not slay them. I thought you wanted God to do something to them. All right, but the reason why he didn't, I guess it probably at a certain time frame, he's saying this. He's saying, do not slay them. And the reason why he doesn't want God to, I guess, outright slay them all is because if God does, then the people are going to forget. Because out of sight, out of mind. Oh, will God deliver me from my enemies? I could go around doing whatever I want to do now. No. He said, do not slay them, because he doesn't want his people to forget. Because in 9 times out of 10, or sometimes 10 times out of 10, when we're going through something, that's the closer we are to God. But if we're not going through anything, then that's the farther we are away from God. So the more we are in a situation, we're going to be close to God, and we'll have the tendency to forget about Him. It says, "So do not slay them, lest my people forget. Scatter them by your power." So now he's just asking him to scatter them by God's power and bring them down. "O Lord, our shield." All right, so God is our protector. 12. "For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, and for the cursing and lying which they speak." All right, so for the sin, and so he's saying all of this sin that's spewing from their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, and for the cursing and lying which they speak. And so that sends us back to Proverbs 12:13. And just know, like what Jesus said, we all going to have to give an account of them words that we say, whether good or bad. 12:13. It says, the wicked is ensnared by the transgression of his lips, but the righteous will come through trouble. All right, and that's true. And then so this sends us to Proverbs 18:7. That says, a fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul. And so that's what brings down a fool. And then it also, and then it sends us, Proverbs 12:13 sends us to 2 Peter 2:9 that says, then the Lord knows how to deliver the godly out of temptations and to reserve the unjust under punishment for the day of judgment. And God knows just how to do that. And then so, and this sends us to Psalm 34:15 through 19. Psalm 34:15 through 19. I'm going to go over just a little bit. I just want to go ahead and knock this out. It says, the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are open to their cry. The face of the Lord is against those who do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears, and delivers them out of all their troubles. The Lord is near to those who have a broken heart, and saves such as have a contrite or repentant spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. And surely he does. And so we're going to end right here, and we'll pick it back up in Psalm 59.